Hi guys, hope everyone's doing well. Just thought I'd put another talking head video together about my time in Thailand so far, training update, and yeah, my thoughts about the race, which is coming up in 12 days time now. So yeah, I'm just sat at the lake here, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, in the distance that's the mountains I'll be climbing for the race, which is in So I've been out here now for probably 4 weeks now, just over 4 weeks. And it's been really good fun so far. I really enjoy training. The goal to come out early was just to get used to the environment. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever trained in before. It's 30-degree heat every day, pretty humid. And yeah, it was a bit of a shock the first 2 weeks in the body. Like the first training easy run, I just could not control my heart rate at all. After 30 minutes it started to drift like crazy, which is quite fun to see. Yeah, my threshold pace had basically gone from like 320 a k down to 430 or something like that on that first run. So I was a bit worried, but guess I made the choice of coming out here early worth it, because I knew that if I just trained in the heat it would get better over time. So yeah, training's been going okay, I'd say. I'm just working around niggles and days where I just don't feel good, or yeah, just with the heat you just got to work around it. So I've been getting some good volume in. I think I got like 160k in for the last 2 weeks, and I can't remember the weeks before that, but it was still pretty high. And about 5,500 meters of climbing each week. This week is kind of the first signs of me adapting to the heat. Typically what I've been seeing in the first kind of 2-3 weeks is that you run for about 30 minutes and your core body temperature gets up to a certain point, and then your heart rate just starts to drift after 30 minutes. So if you're doing like an hour run or a 90-minute run, even at easy pace, your heart rate gets to like, let's say like 135, 140, easy zone. But then after 30 minutes, it just starts continually going up towards your threshold. And this week is the first week where that hasn't happened. So all my paces have got better in terms of easy running, and there's been no real heart rate drift. So that's good. So it's kind of showing that I've kind of adapted at least to the heat. And yeah, so I've been on the course a few times now. I was a bit scared the first time I went on the course, because out here you have lots of venomous snakes and stuff like that. It's a little bit different from the South Downs. Yeah, so I've been on the course a few times. Basically the setup of the race is Chiang Mai is about 350 meters above sea level, and you go up one big climb at the start, which takes you up to about 1,350 meters or 1,500 meters, one of the two. And yeah, so it's just like a 1,250 meter climb, something like that, and that's right at the start. And that side is facing the sun, so it's like it's under the tree line, but it's so humid, and the average gradient is like 17% for 6k. And obviously you have some flat sections, so the bits that are not the flat sections are like way over 20. So it's kind of a power hiking job, which is fine. It's just the sweat rate on that first climb is like crazy. Like you just become instantly soaked, and it's like a really heavy strain on your muscles, and you just gotta grit your teeth kind of thing and just power up it as best as you can. So yeah, that's the first climb, and I've done that quite a few times now. And I've been doing kind of the first climb, and the last descent is kind of just the same. Basically, you go up and you come back down, and the descent is very similar. It's like it's a 5k descent, and you lose 1,000 meters in 5k. So it's like average 20% gradient down. So it's pretty crazy in like this jungle terrain. So I've done that quite a few times. Then on Wednesday this week I did a full course recce, and I kind of just put an effort in, which was not very close, but I don't know, 5% below race effort. Enough that I would recover, but enough that felt I was working quite a lot of the time. And it's hard to know how well or fast you're going, really. All I had in my mind for the effort was, kind of make it moderately quite hard, and then obviously the distance is 50k. That will come into effect as well if I go run moderately hard all the way through. And because the first 13k is all uphill at like the 12-minute k's because of the gradient, you're never really sure what the average pace at the end of the run is going to come out at, because you kind of gained all that altitude, and then you gain it all the way back right on the last 5k. So it came out about 6:15 per k, and the grade adjusted pace was around 4:45, which I was pretty happy with, actually, because I felt like I had more in the tank. I didn't bomb the downhills. And then going off last year, even though it's a different course, very similar, like it's on the same mountain and it's the same elevation virtually, that would have put me into the top 10 quite easily, I think. And yeah, I can see how I can run a good time if everything lines up. So yeah, that run was really encouraging. And then 2 days ago, I was back on the mountain. Oh no, yesterday, sorry, doing that first climb, and I just sweated so much. God, I can't believe how much I sweated. But yeah, so that's kind of the race is basically one big climb, 8k kind of relatively downhill to lose about 500 meters, and then about 10k uphill, and then the last 10-15k all downhill. So mentally you kind of think after that first climb, that's most of the job done, but there is still a couple sections in there where it gets even steeper than the first climb. But yeah, mentally, in terms of, I'm quite glad that the climbing's at the first bit of the race. So yeah, and the race starts at 5 a.m, so it's going to be interesting. The sun doesn't rise here till 6:30, so almost all of the first climb will be in the dark. So not sure how I feel about that. Will that be advantageous to me? Because I think my competition basically is going to be Chinese pros, sponsored pros, and I'm guessing they're used to steep terrain better than me. So does the darkness slow them down and narrow the gap a bit? I don't know. I know it'll be a lot cooler, at least. So I think at some point next week I'll have to go out at 5 a.m. and see how I feel about running or power hiking up in the dark to get some practice. Yeah, so that's kind of been the training, bit of the spiel there. It's hard to know where my fitness is at, really. I've not done any real sessions other than the climbing work, and even that, the power hiking, you're going 12-minute Ks and your heart rate's at a threshold because it's so steep. So it's really hard to know where the fitness is at without like conventional sessions that kind of give you indicators. But overall, I think I've kind of got the endurance there, hopefully. The one thing that's always in the back of my head is my cramping issue. And it's annoying because it means I will have to be probably conservative in the race. So yeah, I don't expect this to be like my ceiling in terms of performance. So I just know once I finally get a handle on the cramping, then I can push for so much longer. I've been doing really heavy weights in the gym. All my lift numbers have gone up massively in terms of squats and deadlifts and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that will help out with the cramping. But yeah, it's 2 weeks now. I've probably got one more big session in 2 days' time, 10 days out. Then a moderate session at maybe 4 days out. And yeah, just easy running. And then it is what it is really in the race. I'll try my best. I hope I don't fall to pieces. And I'll try and enjoy it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and you never know how you're going to get on in these races, because last year, looking at the results, it was quite a weak field, if I'm being honest. There's not many European pros come over. And I think, I could have got top 5 last year, but it's a new year. You don't know who's coming. UTMB are making a big thing about this being a major. So top 10 now qualify for the OCC. And there seems to be some decent prize money as well, so that's obviously going to attract more people. So yeah, but that kind of stuff's out of your hands. You never know who turns up. You can only kind of run your own race in these races, really, and hope it goes your way. So yeah, that's the training update, and maybe I'll throw something together before the race, but we'll see. Yeah, the only reason I'm making this video is because I've had the whole day off. The body felt like it just needed a rest, so it was a bit battered and bruised. I think I must have taken a knock on the downhill yesterday on the underside of my foot. It seems to be a bit bruised, which is not ideal, but I'll just get on the cross training tomorrow maybe. So yeah, that's the update. A bit of a ramble. I'm enjoying it out here. What's not to enjoy, really? Look at this. This is the university here, which just sits underneath the mountains. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a little walk now and then go to the night market and get some food and try and get an early. The last few nights, sleep's not been great, and there is a small worry there for me. If I don't get it into order, I might have a DNF situation like Croatia. So it's kind of another reason I took the day off, just to really make sure I get a good sleep tonight. Yeah, so yeah, that's the ramble. Hope everyone's training's going well, and yeah, see you in a bit.